welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about something that makes me really happy and that I really like of this bookish life, and that is reviews and books that have inspired my favorite reviews. I think that when a book inspires that kind of reaction in you, a review that has something special, it's a book that is special as well. In any way, it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing, it can go either way, but it's always really fun. And I love doing reviews just to get my feelings of a book out there and sort through them easier as well, because sometimes they are just a mumble and they are just super tangled, and writing a review, it's an easy way to untangle my feelings about a book, which I really appreciate. So I thought to make this little list to share with you some books that have inspired me. So here we are, and here we go. The first book I'm going to be talking about is Skyhunter, the first book in the Skyhunter duology series trilogy. I still don't know, but I'm hearing do. And I read this book pretty recently. I gave it 3.75 stars. I enjoyed it, even though I struggle a lot with it. The whole concept of a world where everything is desolate and you don't know what happened to the human race, and you have all these incognitas, you have all these questions, you have all these things that you need to know, was very interesting. But definitely the characters were amazing and made me love that part of the book, even though I did struggle with it. So I had very concise feelings with the book. When I finished reading it, I knew how it had made me feel. I was very certain about it. So I thought it was gonna be a very easy review to write, a very fast thing to write, very short. But I sat it down and I started writing, and I just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. And when I finished, I almost had no more words that I could use, because my goodness, that turned out to be a massive review. And I really like that, because sometimes I really struggle to like the beginning and how to phrase it correctly and everything, and to express what I want to express about the book. But that just flew through me, and it was concise, because I don't know, but it is still one of my favorite reviews, just because of the experience was very funny in that way. It's not a book that I loved, neither hated. It's not in any of those sides, but it has still inspired me a lot to write so much about it. It was just really fun. It's a fun book, even if I had things that I did not die hard love. Something similar-ish kind of happened in my review with Skyward, which is the first book in the Skyward quartet, I'm pretty sure, by Sanderson. And it's similar-ish because I knew exactly what I wanted to say about this book. So the very beginning, from the very first sentence, it just captured me so much. Sanderson is an amazing author. He's my favorite author, and it's also that it's the first book of him that I actually reviewed, which is weird, but it's what happened. And I just really like it. I think Stanza as a character, it's such an intense, crazy, dramatic character, and I love that about her. She called me like a magnet, and I just couldn't stop loving her and her over-dramatic, over-the-top reactions all the time. And the very first sentence just captured me, and I knew exactly what I wanted to say. So it was easy to write a review, and it's definitely just me putting my love. I gave the book 5 stars, so I loved it, and I wish I could give it more stars. But it's just like the very first opening sentence, and you just know it's something that you're gonna love. It's sci-fi, but more sci-fantasy than anything, which I like a lot how he handled everything. And obviously the world building is amazing, and the characters are so fun, that I just knew I had to do a review that just glowed in all of them. And it's still one of my favorite books of all time. And yeah. The wedding date, however, was easy to write for all the opposite reasons. I read the book because I thought it was going to be really funny and cute, and I really wanted to read something really cute. I was in the mood for something really cute, and it did not deliver to me. The Wedding Date is also the first book in a quartet, I think, of books by Jasmine Guillory. And oh my god, when I saw that it had more books, I was scared, because usually I just need compulsively to continue reading the books in a series, but I was able to refrain myself. So that's very nice, because I will not have stand another book in that series. And it's just, the characters felt so disconnected to me, and so the side characters were all like cardboard boxes. They had no personality whatsoever, and then the main characters were just hot for each other. There was no romance, there was no build-up, just hot for each other, which I did not appreciate because it was not cute. And I was just, I still have a lot of feelings towards this book. I gave it 1 star. I'm definitely not gonna be reading any of the other books in the series, and I just ranted in that. I definitely just ranted about all the things that exasperated me about the book, which it's probably one of the only books that I have wrote like a review because I didn't like the book. I usually am very good at discerning which books I'm gonna like and which books I am not gonna like, so very rarely I read something I actually don't like at all, and that was just one of those. And it was fun to read, and I still really like how the review turned out. I have reread it several times after I finished the book, and I'm still very proud of that one, even though it's a little bit more salty than it probably should. Then we have The Raven Boys, the first book in the Raven Boys series quartet by Maggie Steve Butter. And this book, it's a weird book to describe because I really don't really know. It's probably a treasure hunt kind of video, but with very lovable characters and very fantastical settings. It's really fun to read. The characters are really fun to read, but I love the setting more than anything. It's pretty character centric, and that's just something that I really found interesting. I just love this very neat and close group of friends, which we have here, and it's what called me to the book. And this one is special because it's the first time I actually made a character list at the end of a review, which I really like doing, just because I find it very nice to have that and to remember exactly what I felt about each of the characters in the book, and just to have a quick summary of them. And I really enjoy doing that, but it was the very first time I did, and it's so special because of that. I had the time to dwell into each of them, which they deserve, because the characters are really fun and very different from each other, so it was really fun to just kind of highlight their weirdness but also their uniqueness. And it was, I don't know, I just really like that about a review. It's still one of my all-time favorite reviews I have written, and I think I wrote it like 2 years ago, so it was also an oldie, and I'm usually more cringy towards my earliest reviews. I gave the book 4 stars. It was really fun, and even though I didn't love all the characters, but I did enjoy them a lot, and I love their friendship. I just love their friendship. Then to finish this video, there was the review for All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven. I still don't know how to pronounce that. And it was a fun book that it's definitely full of color and life and different shades, which is really fun and I really enjoy because it's also very visual. And the review I just took from that and used a lot of color imaginary, I guess, to write a review, which I love because it's a little nod to the book, which I think is really fun. And I really enjoyed the book, even though it was very different from what I expected, but it was still a very nice book. I gave it 3.75 stars, and I just love how the review turned out. I think it's very good, if I dare say so myself, and I like that the use of color in the book and that I kind of translated into the review. I don't know, that's what I like about that review the most. Yeah, those are some books that inspire my favorite reviews, and tell me down below if you write reviews or if you just talk about them in any other way. Let me know down below. I would really like to know, and to check them out also. I hope you can find find something that you are interested in this little video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave the video a big thumbs up if you like the video, and click the little bell icon to get notified every time I post a new video. You can talk to me a little bit more on Instagram or Goodreads. I'm very active in both, and I would love to interact more with you guys and to get to know each other a little bit better. And I'll see you next week. Bye!